Okay, guys, I'm gonna send this message to my page in our project, which is APG. And as someone who lives between the 3rd% and the 5th% Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, Minnesota, since you guys seen after the death of George Floyd, there is some movement going on and locally and nationally and internationally. So I think it's waking up this wave of racism, and the new generation is coming out and trying to learn, or maybe they already learn what is going on for last 3 weeks. And I know it's not the first people that have died in this condition. I think because phones and videos, things is all everywhere now. But before we didn't have any videos or phones, so I think that's why this tragic moment has impacted so many people, so many generations, especially this generation. But as I think I think all life is matter. It doesn't. I mean, doesn't matter which color, which country, which ethnicity, or what history you come from. Or your life is matter. So I think, as a brown people, I think I know we've been through so many things that you guys haven't seen, especially as indigenous people, especially as people who doesn't have any legal status working in United States. So that's why I am against defunding the police, because what we have to do, I think, educate ourselves and more money to the police. Because if we defund the police, we're gonna end up just like so many countries in south of the continent, Mexico, South America, Central America. We've seen how the violence is uprising or has been going on during decades. So that's why I think what we need is reform. Because as you guys know, if somebody wants to come to become a police, they have to go in an institution. They have to learn some skills, some basic skills that they just like the doctor, they go to school to learn their skills to become a doctor. Or just like a teacher, goes to school, goes to learn some basic techniques that they can use when she or he becomes a professional. So that's the same thing about policing. I think there is an institution, there is an, and I know a lot of things like we have to reform, like policing union. That police, they don't. It's not easy to demand the police. So now I think at this moment, I think it is time to reform the police, and it's time to put more money to train better police. And the other thing, as a person who lives in the United States, I've been stopped by police. And the first thing that if you get stopped, the first thing the police ask you, driver license and insurance. If you don't ask anything to them, I mean, you're okay. But so many people, and I seen it in news, I seen it in videos, that so many people, when they get stopped by the police, the first thing that they ask to police is, why did you stop me? Why? And then the police comes and asks them their driver license. And then they start arguing like, I'm not going to give you my driver license if you don't tell me why did you stop me. So that's this small issue that we can educate ourselves as normal citizens. And as a police, what's the right way to approach a citizen when he gets stopped? The police should tell him or tell her why did police stop him or stop her. Why first, and then he can ask the driver license and can ask the insurance. But that's the way I think, to have educated ourselves as a citizen, and then reform the new techniques of the police. And the other thing, the choke horse, that they becoming, as I think so many cities bending or these techniques, which is I think And I see so many people when the police comes, when trying to tell them stop, put your hands up or put your hands in your back, these people, they don't obey the police. So that's when the conflict starts. How a police gonna approach someone that he doesn't do what police is asking them to do. So that's why I think as a citizen we have to educate ourselves how to interact with a police. If you got stopped, if you were drunk, I mean, yeah, police needed some weapons because so many people with this Second Amendment, like citizens, they can have a gun, a war gun. So if you defund the police and they don't have the right weapon, and then we have the Second Amendments that people they can have a better gun than police, and so many crazy people with mental illness out there. So that's the other thing too. So, and the gassing, tear gassing people too. I think I'm okay with the tear gassing because any society that so many riots or like we've seen in the lately riots, looting, they can happen again. So the only way to disperse any group of rioters or lootings is gassing them, but not shooting them with this fake bullets or with this I think the other one too, I think they bring electric guns. I must forget how do you call it, but police needs a better technique, needs a reform, needs a weapon, how to arrest someone if someone comes violent. I know I see so many black people, we have to tell the truth. I think whatever, I mean, this history has been going on for years since the independence, since they founded this country. So some the elites or some the white people, the European, they made their money on the back of black people. So that's the consequences that has been coming a long way, centuries, hundreds of years. But now I think as a person, as you can see my color, I am against defunding the police. I am against unfunded police. I am with the reforming the police, but not taking away their weapons or not taking away their tear gassing, because any country around the world needs a law and orders in our street. If we don't have this better communication, better interaction between the policemen and society or the citizens in our community, I think we're going to end up just like the other countries in the south. So share this video, guys, and as someone who lives in between the third percent and the 5th% in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where all this movement starts, I am with the policing, with new reforms and new techniques, and abolish the union police inside the institution. That's the other big issue too, inside the institution. That's the union. We should abolish all this union, but do not defund the police. Do not unfund the police. We need to educate ourselves as citizens how to interact with the police. And I know 90% of good policing out there, maybe 10%, 5% that are bad police, and they should be held and accountable too. So we have to create a better society, just like the people, just like our kids that go to school and they have interact with their teacher, and the teacher, they know how to interact, they know how to do their job. It's the same thing too. I think a better education for police institution, and better weapons and the better techniques to act with normal citizen and to act with bad people like rioters and looters and some alcoholic people or some drug addict people or some mental illness people. That's why we have to put more money on police institution. And the other thing too, if you are the young people, that you've been out there protesting on the street. If you want to see a good policing in our city, in our community, in our states, why don't you become a policeman? Why don't you start your career in a police to become a police? Maybe you are the one. Maybe you are the solutions. That you're not going to be a bad cop. You're not going to be a bad police. So if you want change, become a police or become a legislator or become a mayor or become candidate as a president of the United States to reform the laws, to reform the police, to reform so many issues that has divided our community, our society at this moment. Okay, share this video, guys, and follow us in our social medias. Thank you, guys. Do not defund the police. Do not take away the money for the police. We need the police. We need law and order in our community. As someone who lives between 3rd and the 50% police station in Minneapolis, do not defund the police. Please, please, guys, Democrats, please, if you defund the police, you're gonna lose, and then Trump, he's gonna win. You know that.